Paper. It's what business and government runs on. There always seems to be another form to fill out in duplicate. And that's when paper clips come in handy. But you can do more with a paper clip than stick paper together. If you know the secret of an astounding trick. The revelation of that secret will be the first stop on our journey into the strange, the bizarre, the unexpected.
Countdown with military experts to set off the largest single conventional explosion in the world. Smash a TV set in the line of duty at a testing laboratory. See how spider webs become airborne bait for South Pacific fishermen. Share one man's mania for making hundreds of jigsaw puzzles. Learn the startling facts behind the greatest invasion in history, D-Day, June 6, 1944. Slam, bang, bounce, and smash your way through a torture test of household appliances. Join an artist whose passion for whales has inspired a determined crusade. See experts fertilize millions of fish eggs in an effort to prevent the extinction of the mighty salmon. Find out how Adolf Hitler was fooled into making one of the greatest blunders of World War II. The strange, the bizarre, the unexpected. These are the kinds of subjects a man named Robert L. Ripley challenged us to.
Believe it or not.
Enter the office of even the busiest executive at some moment when he's not around. And you're likely to find one of these. A chain made of paper clips. It serves no practical purpose, but almost everyone in every office winds up making them sooner or later. There's just something about paper clips that seems to compel you to link them together. But to make the task a little more challenging, do you suppose it might be possible to entwine two clips without touching them, without even so much as laying a finger on them? It seems impossible, entwining without touching. A true paradox, in fact. Insoluble, self-contradictory, a downright irrationality. But the apparently impossible can be accomplished in an instant with the aid of a crisp, new $1 bill, folded in thirds like this. The first clip, inside fold and outside fold, like this. The second clip, again, inside fold and the other outside fold, like this. Now, to link two paper clips without touching them, watch closely. If you blinked, you missed it. So, watch again as I do it slowly for you. Believe it or not.
Any air freshener can freshen a small room, but what about a large room?
Plug it in, plug it in.
New Glade plug-ins for large rooms warms 2 cartridges for large room freshness.
Plug it in, plug it in.
Plug into large room freshness from Glade.
It's Visine season. Time for red, irritated eyes. Time for Visine, the only eye drop recommended by pharmacists 4 to 1 over any other brand. So effective, it gives you 100% of the relief you need. Visine, it gets the red out.
What do you want?
Brownies. Moist, fudgy, chocolatey. Home-baked brownies.
No one gives you the brownies you want like Duncan Hines Chocolate Lovers brownies that start from a creamier batter. Brownies like you never tasted before, like our new Mississippi Mud Brownies. Fudgy dark chocolate, tantalizingly topped with creamy marshmallow. Home-baked brownies that are very quick and easy. And very... Duncan Hines, hot stuff.
We have a serious emergency on our hands. Still escaped.
For 3 million years, the human race has been at the top of the evolutionary ladder.
I'm on a team to track her, hunt her down.
Nothing lasts forever.
You created a monster, now you want us to kill it.
Now she lives among us.
She'll kill anyone that gets in our way.
Species. This film is not yet rated. Starts Friday, July 7th.
Sure, I love Dow's Smart Scrub. It rinses clean without the gritty residue. But what they need is a bleach formula for stains. Oh, never mind.
Presenting new Smart Scrub Cleanser with bleach.
Smart enough to clean up after itself.
So rich and creamy.
Say, Grandpa.
So lightly baked.
Grandpa.
No wonder no other cracker melts like a Ritz.
Mommy?
Ritz melts so good.
There's only one cure for swamp fever.
I want to help you.
The Sci-Fi Channel's Swamp Thing Marathon. Monday at 9 a.m. 6 Pacific.
You're watching Ripley's Believe It or Not on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Is talking on the phone getting out of hand? Look out! You need phone relief. The ultimate in hands-free phone design. Watch. Simply attach the special double-back fastener to any phone. Then attach the phone relief headset. It's that easy. Hands-free, pain-free. You'll wonder how you ever lived without it. It's perfect for remotes. Now talk hands-free anywhere, anytime. Office work is a pain for Mr. Phone in the Neck, but you won't miss a beat with hands-free freedom. A must for the entire office. Work goes quicker and easier. The padded headset removes this easily and is fully adjustable. Best of all, Phone Relief works with your favorite phone, an amazing breakthrough product you'll use every day. Now only $12.95. Call toll-free to order by credit card and make this your last phone in the neck call.
Call 1-800-652-5151. Our operators are giving tremendous discounts on additional units. That's 1-800-652-5151. Or send check or money order to the address on your screen. Sorry, no CODs. Credit card users call 1-800-652-5151.
Obsession takes many forms. Some of them are expressions of a deep and abiding love. For 25 years, the skull of Count Bethune Pallone occupied a prominent place in the bedroom in the Paris home of his grieving widow, Antoinette. She was a young bride when her husband died, still very much in love. To ease the pain of her loss, she kept his skull close to her and daily, incessantly, read aloud to it from one of 2 books. Her dearly departed never tired of listening to her measured, consoling tones. Night Thoughts by poet Edward Young. Beware what earth calls happiness. Beware all joys, but joys that never can expire. Mine died with thee. Words to soothe a broken heart, read aloud over and over to the skull of a beloved spouse for 25 years, until they were again united forever in death.
Antoinette's dedication was unusual, but no more so than the extraordinary exhibition on display inside this house in Carson, California. The walls and ceilings are bedecked with jigsaw puzzles, reflecting one man's intense preoccupation. He has spent 5 years patiently assembling and displaying them until every available space has been filled, including the doors. Charles Lang is a 63-year-old semi-retired bartender, but he stays busy. He has completed some 600 puzzles containing over 500,000 pieces because, he says, he has hyper hands.
My wife thinks I'm nutty. I'm just crazy to do this, but she said it's come out pretty. I did it in very good taste. I don't play golf. I don't go bowling. Fishing is terrible out here, so I spent hours and hours and hours on puzzles. I can teach you how to do what I did, but except I cannot teach you patience. You've got to have it to start. The time is there. I have nothing else to do. How many times can I paint the house?
When Mr. Lang completes a puzzle and prepares to display it, he is faced with a problem. He's running out of space. He now plans to add another room to the house to accommodate his ultimate goal of assembling 1 million pieces.
There's no puzzle I cannot do, anywhere. The hardest puzzle I've ever done was called the Purple Dread. It took me 40 hours to do it. Almost all the pieces are identical. 6 people handed it down to me. They couldn't do it at all. They had a contest, finish the Purple Dread, take a picture of it in Scout's honor, send in how many hours it took you to do it, and they will send you a gift, a prize. With my luck, it'd probably be the Blue Dread.
Even in the peaceful world of jigsaw puzzles, there's no escape from frustration.
The only thing bothers me about a puzzle is when you go to the store and you bring it home and you break the seal and you put the puzzle together, there's a piece missing. That bothers me. Bother, bother, bother.
Human concern may be focused on inanimate works of art or on living creatures like the majestic whales who used to roam our seas in such abundance. Some people are deeply committed to their survival, others to their commercial use. To them, whales are an exploitable resource, but their wholesale slaughter has generated a wave of protest as many species face possible extinction. One deeply concerned person is Los Angeles artist John Perry. Like many others, John has battled to save whales, but his methods are a bit different. For 8 years, he waged a one-man campaign to communicate his feelings about whales to anyone who would listen.
I feel that we are the custodians of the earth, that we have an obligation to future generations to hand it on to them in much the same condition as we found it. And the whales are part of that. And I just think it's the most terrible thing that we should be destroying them and denying them to future generations.
As an artist, John found a way to communicate his message visually. With the help of a balloon maker, he designed a series of inflatable whales. He named them Flo and built them in several sizes. This one is the smallest of the series, called Microflow.
This is what I call a whale suit, and it's an example of what I call a positive way of saving whales, which is rather than going out and screaming at people they mustn't kill whales and they're doing wrong, is to trying to encourage them to like whales, to enjoy whales, to find whales wonderful and interesting creatures.
John says FLOW stands for Flying Leviathan Object. Since 1977, John's FLOs have been seen around the world. Traveling at his own expense, John began a one-man campaign to call attention to the plight of the whales. He and his flows became a familiar sight in 12 countries. The first flow was 110 feet long and 38 feet high. In London, the sight of Flo drew huge crowds to a Hyde Park rally in 1981. Perry's creation had become an international symbol of the Save the Whale movement. Speakers at the rally focused attention on Japan, a nation with a large and active whaling industry.
But if we want to bring about a permanent peace in the ocean, we got to have a change of attitude on the part of the Japanese people. And to do that, we've got to get them to understand how we feel about whales. We've got to get them feeling about whales just as we feel about whales. We've got to communicate with them. And if we can get them finally to change their attitude towards whales, we'll have achieved a permanent peace in the oceans.
In Japan, John found proof that Flo could communicate in any language, and his message found an enthusiastic welcome. Flo's impact on people everywhere helped win a major victory in 1982 when a 5-year moratorium on all commercial whaling was announced. John Perry's crusade helped achieve a landmark decision.
Sometimes I thought I was pulling the whale, and sometimes I felt the whale was pulling me. Sometimes it felt that the flow was in charge, and I was being dragged around the world by this whale, because sometimes I'd reach the point where I was either financially or physically exhausted, and I'd get a telephone call from somebody saying, hey, you've got to have Flo here, this is an important meeting happening, we've got to have some publicity, we need the whale. And so I'd get myself together and go there.
One man, plus a little imagination, can still make a difference. Frank Buckland, an obsessive British gourmet, tasted just about anything, including marinated mice on buttered toast. Believe it or not.
What's Ivory Liquid doing at this Italian restaurant?
This is the Natoli family, not known as light eaters.
Want to try some?
So, you like the lasagna?
I don't know.
Okay, Natolis. Now, dessert's on me. If you'll clean the lasagna pan. Okay, here's the pan, and here's new Ivory Liquid.
I'll never be able to clean that pan. No way. I don't think so.
All right, and just to prove a point, let's cool down the hot water a little.
Oh, you're crazy. Cool water like
New Ivory's special additives give it so much more cleaning power, it even does a better job in cooler water.
I didn't think it'd do with the cooler water.
Yeah, in fact, no other liquid out-cleans New Ivory.
Not as tough as me, but it's pretty tough.
New Ivory is dermatologist tested to be gentle on hands.
The change is good. So what's for dessert?
My dad has been my dentist since my first tooth has come in. This is the first toothpaste that he's ever sent me.
This is Tartar Control Mentadent with fluoride, baking soda, and peroxide. Mentadent helps stop tartar before it forms. Tartar Control Mentadent.
It has everything.
Would you like to try new Snackwell cereal bars?
Oh, Snackwells for breakfast?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you only baked cookies.
Well, no. Give them a try.
Say, this is delicious.
I know.
Ooh, strawberry.
And they're the only cereal bar that's fat-free.
Terrific. Can I have another?
I'm sorry. I only have so many.
New fat-free Snackwell cereal bars. So good, can we ever make enough?
Yoo-hoo. Got any left for us? No.
What goes in your Ziploc storage bag?
Emergency cat rations.
A soggy mess.
My favorite midnight.
Some people put really important stuff in Ziploc bags.
Oh, I just came down to look.
That's because we put in tough, thick plastic. Wow! And the only zipper with tough gripping teeth you can feel locked tight. In 5 perfect sizes.
My first baking success.
Ziploc, it's all you need.
Just a little bite.
Take 4 bizarre excursions. Where am I?
where one's only boundary is imagination. Where wishes come true.
Oh my God.
And where nightmares become reality.
Can you imagine? A naked man crawling along the wing of an airplane at 35,000 feet.
Your next stop, Twilight Zone the movie. Thursday night at 9, 8 Central on USA.
Scare me.
Retro science. Retro fiction.
Amazing.
Retro TV. Tonight at 3 a.m.
Electric choppers, grinders, blenders, dicers, slicers, and beaters. We've really come to depend on our appliances. But the basic ingredients for most recipes still haven't changed. We still use salt, sugar, flour, baking powder. For what we've got planned today, we'll need about half a bowl full of sand. Coarse and gritty. I think the high whip setting ought to do it. This beater survived the test we've put it through by standing up to abuse it's not likely to receive in an ordinary home. But this isn't an ordinary kitchen. It's part of the Underwriters Laboratory in Chicago. Here, and in other facilities around the country, all kinds of products are pushed to the limit, and sometimes beyond. Every year, 50,000 items of the kind we use every day enter this laboratory and fall into the hands of experts in the art of product torture. It's a workshop bent on destruction, where ordinary household products are slammed, banged, and bounced around to see if they can stand up under the kind of abuse they get at home. Two things can come out of a TV set: entertainment, and if the picture tube explodes, flying glass. If it's made right, the tube should explode inwardly. Don't try this at home, no matter how you feel about TV. The glass screen and the tube are shattered, but the viewer would have escaped serious harm. It's just another victim of the intentional destruction of products, seen in testing centers everywhere. For technicians, the challenge is to devise machines that simulate reality. This gadget duplicates miles of bumpy sidewalks. And this one can slam and jerk and torment a product right up to its breaking point. A plastic toe is about to be crushed in a mechanism for testing a manufacturer's design for safety boots. A steel bar will smash into it with a force of 50 pounds. The manufacturer's claims leave some room for doubt. In England, to test the safety of a gasoline truck equipped with a new plastic body, scientists stage an intentional disaster. The plastic held, the metal failed. But to prove the truck was safe, it would have to survive a head-on collision. After passing such tests, plastic trucks won the right to face actual traffic. White Sands, New Mexico. To test the battlefield effect, scientists have developed a substitute for an atomic bomb. To create a similar explosion, it will take 600 tons of conventional explosives. The object is to find out if equipment, vehicles, and the troops that man them could survive such a blast at close range. Mannequins equipped with measuring devices will transmit the results through wires buried underground. The effects on men and equipment will be monitored at carefully specified distances from the explosion. Such information could help researchers develop ways to protect combat troops and equipment. Near Ground Zero, mannequins in an underground bunker await the impact. A quarter of a mile away, tucked safely underground, technicians prepare to detonate the charge. A final instrument check shows that the sensing devices are sending back normal readings from the surface. The countdown begins. Slow-motion cameras will record the effect. After months of intense preparation, the test was over in seconds, and the careful study of the results could begin. It was the largest single detonation of conventional explosives in history. Except for the intense heat and radiation, the explosion duplicated the effect of a 1-kiloton atomic bomb at close range. Scientists called it Operation Dice Throw.
To test safes, a laboratory freezes them, bakes them, and drops them from the height of a 3-story building. Believe it or not.
If you want frosting that takes your taste buds to the tropics, you want Duncan Hines' new tropical fruit-flavored frosting, like mango tangerine and kiwi strawberry, already whipped just like homemade. Duncan Hines, hot stuff.
So rich and creamy.
Say, Grandpa.
So lightly baked.
Grandpa.
No wonder no other cracker melts like a Ritz.
Mommy?
Ritz melts so good.
Fresh lemonade. I'll get the ice. You could use a fridge with an ice maker.
Oh, this one's from the Dark Ages.
Now, during the Memorial Day sale, you'll get a great deal on refrigerators at Sears Brand Central. Get 0% finance charge on all Kenmore refrigerators and more.
So my budget won't be squeezed.
No billing, no payments, no finance charge till November. On computers, self-cleaning ranges, camcorders. All this talk has made me thirsty.
Come back next week, and there'll be plenty of ice.
It happens in the hospital. It happens at home. It's the onset of heartburn. It's an attack of acid indigestion. For these stomach flare-ups, the #1 choice of hospitals is Maalox. Hospitals know that nothing works faster to rush heartburn relief. Now, you know it too. Fast-acting Maalox. Hospitals can count on it for speed, and that's just what you need. Maalox, the first choice for hospitals, the fast choice for home.
Pollen, smog, dust. Known causes of itchy, burning eyes. The answer, Clear Eyes ACR. Soothing, cooling, allergen relief. From Clear Eyes.
Sure, I have secrets. Of course, some are juicier than others. Like my secret for onion burgers. Lipton Recipe Secrets Onion. A delicious blend of toasted onion and seasonings. Lipton Recipe Secrets. I'm a better cook with it than without it.
You're watching Ripley's Believe It or Not on the Sci-Fi Channel.
You'll know who they are on the sun. Perform surgical procedures on them.
The Sci-Fi Channel. Welcome to the Edge.
Oh no, dinner time and that steak is hard as a rock. You need Miracle Thaw, the amazing new defrosting tray that perfectly thaws any food like magic in minutes. No batteries, no wires, no rays, no sprays. Just an incredible metal that actually absorbs the heat from the air and releases it back into the frozen food. Microwaves give you dry cooked edges causing stale flavor. But now, rock-hard chicken breasts are moist and tender in as little as 8 minutes. Burgers can be ready for the grill in just 10 minutes. Try this ice cube demonstration at home and you won't believe your eyes. The tray is cool to the touch, but the cube melts away like it was on a hot griddle. Amazing! Even a thick T-bone steak can be butcher block fresh in under 30 minutes. Miracle Thaw, guaranteed to thaw quickly, safely, perfectly, every time. Now only $19.95.
Credit card users call toll-free 1-800-652-4242. Sorry, no CODs. Call 1-800-652-4242 to order by credit card or for direct order mail address. For quick delivery, order now. Call 1-800-652-4242.
This quiet beach in France was once a battlefield. At dawn on a summer's day over 40 years ago, German sentries first glimpsed the greatest armada that had ever put to sea. It had come to destroy the empire built by Adolf Hitler. This shell crater is a silent witness to the greatest invasion in history that began on this stretch of French coast on June 6th, 1944. D-Day. 154,000 Allied troops waded ashore in a line that reached for 50 miles. These crumbling fortifications are part of an astounding story. They seemed impregnable then, especially to the man who had built them, Adolf Hitler. Der Führer kommt. After over 4 years of war, Hitler's armies were now on the defensive. Germany's most honored general, Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, was commanded by Hitler to assume the responsibility of defending against an expected Allied invasion. After inspecting the massive bunkers along the French coast, Rommel was not impressed. In his opinion, reinforcements were needed. He issued orders to plant additional mines and to install steel obstacles. He intended to transform the beaches of Normandy into what he called a zone of death. To defeat the traps, Allied commandos secretly removed sample parts from Rommel's originals. Then, exact duplicates were made and set up on British beaches so that the tanks could be modified to crunch through them. The problem of tanks sinking into the sand was overcome with other special modifications. No gadget was too outlandish to test, especially if it might help get through the thicket of defenses known to be protecting the beaches of Normandy. Some devices, however, simply did not work. A wheel, powered by rockets, was supposed to destroy the obstacles. It looked formidable, but it failed to pass a trial run. infinitely more importance was the building of miles of gigantic portable harbors. If port facilities were not constructed and put into place on the invasion beach, ships would not be able to unload vital supplies. Building the facilities was difficult. Keeping them a secret seemed impossible. To solve that problem, completed sections were deliberately sunk and remained hidden under the sea until D-Day. Another ingenious device, built to lay an underwater pipeline, was developed to carry necessary fuel. Grappling hooks were to be used as part of one of the most risky missions, an attack on a fortified cliff in France. To train for it, the 2nd Ranger Battalion found a matching cliff in England. This is the actual cliff they had to climb. A sheer drop that offered no protection. They were defenseless as the enemy fire rained down on them, yet they kept coming. They had to cling to ropes and claw with their fingernails to get from down there to up here. Their mission was to destroy the heavy German gun emplacements they were told were in position here at the top. Despite the obstacle of the cliff itself and determined German resistance, the Rangers took the high ground. Then, tragically, by mistake, they were bombed by their own planes, fired on by their own troops, while simultaneously fighting off German counterattacks. 225 men started from down there. Only 60 survived, and the German guns they had been sent to destroy weren't here. They had been moved by the Germans long before the attack had begun. American General George Patton was the logical choice to lead the D-Day invasion, or so the German High Command thought. To reinforce that expectation, an amazing deception was put into motion. Using fake equipment, a bogus Air Force and Army were created for Patton to command. Special platforms were launched as part of a fictional fleet. In German aerial photographs, they looked like fully loaded landing crafts. To maintain the illusion, jeeps and trucks crisscrossed the countryside. They broadcast radio messages to and from the imaginary command posts of General Patton's imaginary army. Geheim in German means secret. This is an actual chart prepared by the German staff. It shows Patton's fictional units that the Germans accepted as reality. Thus, the Allies had created convincing evidence that the invasion would take place here, at Calais, at the narrowest point of the English Channel. Adolf Hitler was completely taken in. He assigned the bulk of his defensive forces to Calais instead of Normandy. In England, security precautions intensified. Every means was taken, including censorship, to eliminate any reference to the invasion, now designated by the code word Overlord. The newspapers were full of war reports, but there was no mention of the massive military buildup required for the invasion. Security was complete, or so it seemed. The code names for the beaches where the invasion would begin, Utah, Omaha, Gold, Juno, Sword, were top secret. However, just 30 days before D-Day, the secret codes for the invasion beaches appeared in a London newspaper, the Daily Telegraph, as part of a series of crossword puzzles. May 2nd, number 17 across. One of the United States. U-T-A-H. Utah. May 22nd, number 3 down. Red Indian on the Missouri. O-M-A-H-A. Omaha. And this one on May 27th, number 11 across. Some bigwig. And the answer, published just 4 days before the scheduled invasion, O-V-E-R-L-O-R-D. Overlord. The code name for the entire plan. If the crossword puzzles were a way for a spy to transmit information, all the security measures that had been taken were in vain. Investigators descended on the home of the man who had created the puzzles, a certain Leonard Sidney Dahl. Why? They wanted to know, had he used those words? His answer was unimpeachable, because they fitted the puzzle. He was not a spy. His use of the code names was simply an incredible coincidence. The date chosen for the invasion was June 5th, 1944. A sudden storm put the entire operation in jeopardy. It would be impossible to land an invading army in such treacherous weather. Supreme Commander Dwight Eisenhower had to face the decision to reverse the massive armada and wait out the storm. He issued orders that D-Day was postponed. The ships were to return to port. For Rommel, the bad weather was good news. He knew the storm would prevent any invasion attempt long enough for him to take a trip back to Germany to help celebrate his wife's 50th birthday. As a result, he was not in command when D-Day began. For Eisenhower, any further delay could be disastrous. If the Germans had seen the fleet, it was certain that they would move reinforcements to Normandy. D-Day could not be postponed again. On June 6th, the ships began disgorging the men who would fight and die to establish a foothold on Hitler's Europe. At Omaha Beach, against determined German resistance, more than 1,300 American troops died. At other beaches, the invasion gained momentum. As Allied troops moved inland, German commanders at Normandy dispatched frantic demands for reinforcements. The messages went directly to Adolf Hitler. In a monumental mistake, Hitler refused to send the reinforcements that could have turned back the invasion. He believed the attack at Normandy was only a diversion. In the days that followed, the beachhead was secured. The fall of Nazi Germany had begun. The blooded ground of Normandy is silent now, hallowed by those who died to claim it. Almost 2,500 Allied troops died to gain and hold the D-Day beachhead. Many of them never heard the quietly victorious words of General Dwight Eisenhower, broadcast at 9:33 a.m. on the morning of June 6th, 1944. Allied naval forces supported by strong air forces, began landing Allied armies this morning on the northern coast of France. They did not die in vain. There was, however, the possibility of defeat. General Eisenhower had prepared another speech. He carried it around in his pocket. Our landings have failed, and I have withdrawn the troops. If there is any blame or fault attached to the attempt, it is mine alone. Because of those who died, this speech remained in his pocket. Because of them, D-Day, June 6, 1944, will not be forgotten. The password used by U.S. Armed Forces during the invasion of Normandy on D-Day was Mickey Mouse. Believe it or not.
This is the only face that I've got, so I'm going to take care of it for the long run. The trick is being smart about the sun. It's not always convenient to have a big sombrero.
Up to 90% of all visible signs of aging can come from daily UV exposure. Oil of Olay Daily UV Protectant. SPF protection, Olay moisture. Helping prevent premature skin aging now and in the future.
It's not vanity. It is necessary. In 10 years, my face is going to thank me.
A lifetime of beautiful skin. Oil of Olay Daily UV Protectant.
We have a serious emergency on our hands. Still escaped.
For 3 million years, the human race has been at the top of the evolutionary ladder.
I want a team to track her, hunt her down.
Nothing lasts forever.
You created a monster, now you want us to kill it.
Now she lives among us.
She'll kill anyone that gets in her way.
Species. This film is not yet rated. Starts Friday, July 7th.
Got something different for your sensitive teeth.
Well, you can take it back. My dentist wants me to use Sensodyne.
This is Sensodyne. Sensodyne with baking soda.
No pain. My mouth feels fresh and clean.
Sensodyne with baking soda. All you feel is fresh and clean.
Sure, I love Dow's Smart Scrub. It rinses clean without the gritty residue. But what they need is a bleach formula for stains. Oh, never mind.
Presenting new Smart Scrub Cleanser with bleach.
Smart enough to clean up after itself.
That's my little brother. I'm still in college with a couple of years to go. He studied electronics at ITT Technical Institute, and he's already working for a good company. While I'm studying the past, he's working on the future.
You can work on your future by preparing for a career in electronics at ITT Tech.
Call ITT Technical Institute at 1-800-942-0099 for an informative brochure. That's 1-800-942-0099. Call now.
Welcome to the Dominion. The gateway to the world of science fiction on the internet. Catch it on the World Wide Web. The Sci-Fi Channel welcomes you to the edge.
1964, London, England. The Beatles live. We proudly present this video performance of The Beatles live. Now available on videotape for you to enjoy at home. Song after historic song, including this rare cut, unavailable on any Beatles record. You know you make me wanna shout. All this on VHS or Beta for only $16.95. Order now.
Use your credit card and call 1-800-652-4242 to order your copy of The Beatles Live. Don't miss this special television offer. That number again is 1-800-652-4242. Order now for The Beatles Live.
It may not look appetizing, but this is excellent food for growing young bodies. It's 45% protein, and it's packed with vitamins. It's also easy to handle. It can be dispensed evenly and quickly with machines like this. They need machines here because they have to serve between 1,300 and 2,000 pounds of food a day. The growing and ever-hungry recipients of all this are rainbow trout. At any given moment, there are about 1.5 million trout in these ponds and tanks. It may seem like a fisherman's paradise, but fishing is definitely not allowed. This is the Fillmore Fish Hatchery, one of 22 operated by the state of California. If it weren't for places like this, fishermen would soon have little to fish for. But they aren't the only threat to a trout's well-being. The fish here are kept carefully separated by size, different sizes in different ponds. If they weren't, the little ones would soon be wiped out. These trout are bred for sport fishermen. In some parts of the world, however, fish mean the difference between survival and starvation. For the people of the South Pacific's Catawba Islands, fishing begins not on the water, but in the jungle. The Catawba people have learned to make use of an extraordinary ally. Before they go after fish, they must find a spider. The golden orb spider spins a thick web from threads that are light and fine, but very strong. This thread is the key to the unique Catawba fishing method. Patiently and carefully, the web must be wound onto a spindle without snagging or breaking. Knowing exactly how to gather the thread and how to use it are precious skills possessed by only 1 or 2 men in each village. In preparation for fishing, the spider's thread is woven into a dense snare that will take the place of a hook. It will trap and hold the teeth of any fish that bites into it. And instead of casting the snare with a pole, the fisherman uses a kite. To succeed, the fisherman has to master both the water and the air. The snare must run and move just as live bait would to attract the region's delicacy, the alligator garfish. A garfish hits the line. Tonight, his family will feast because of his skill with a kite and the thread from a spider's web. Half a world away in the Pacific Northwest, man and fish have a very different relationship. The fish are salmon. Each fall, they leave the ocean and battle their way inland. They have to come to fresh water to lay and hatch eggs. Now, however, man has interrupted the timeless cycle. Ironically, these fish haven't been caught as food, but for the sake of increasing the salmon population. Because of extensive fishing, salmon might become extinct without the work performed at facilities like this one, the Robertson Creek Hatchery in British Columbia. Under natural conditions, most salmon don't survive the swim upriver, and of the eggs they do lay, less than 10% hatch. Humans, however, have found a way to change the odds. In the wild, the eggs have a high mortality rate. Here, they are carefully collected. At the hatchery, a single salmon can supply the sperm for thousands of eggs. The process is systematic and efficient. By this method of fertilization, human control increases the natural yield by almost 900%. Incubating trays provide precisely controlled temperature and humidity for the fertilized eggs. In the course of a year, a single facility like this one produces about 300,000 adult salmon. It takes about 3 months before the young salmon can be moved to the outside tanks. 4 more months of feeding are required before the salmon are big enough to have a chance of surviving in the wild. Now, by the thousands, they are airlifted to a remote mountain lake. Here, the young salmon will have a chance to enter their natural cycle. In time, these waters may have grown empty and still. Because of man's involvement, they teem with life.
Fine, rare, precious books. This one is over 300 years old. The pages in it are made from rag fiber and have endured for centuries. But about 140 years ago, publishers started using paper made from wood pulp instead of rag fiber. Wood pulp was cheap, and that helped make books available to everyone. To this day, most modern books, like this one, are printed on wood pulp paper. About 15 years ago, a terrible fact came to light. Books printed on wood pulp paper a century before were disintegrating. Wood pulp paper is proven to be considerably less than permanent. So, at this very moment, this book and millions upon millions of other books in libraries, schools, and homes in every country in the world are turning into dust. And no one has any idea what to do about it. Believe it?